Christian preacher Joel Osteen and his wife Victoria have remained married for over 30 years, weathering fame and controversy as a unified pair. Still, that's not to say their relationship has been without its oddities. These are some of the weirdest things about Joel Osteen's marriage. Joel Osteen has taken a page out of the Mike Pence playbook. Like the 48th vice president, the Christian Post explained that the pastor follows what's commonly known as the Billy Graham rule. Like Graham, the late American evangelist, Osteen avoids spending time alone with any woman who is not his wife, which reportedly helps him avoid some of the scandals that have plagued the Christian church. Osteen told the Christian Post, "I do follow the rule, and I always have, and my father did too. I think the key for me on that is to start every day. I take the first half hour of every day to search my own heart, to ask God, am I on track and doing this for the right reasons? Am I following what you want me to do?" According to HuffPost, this is fairly common among conservatives. While it may work to avoid the appearance of infidelity in a marriage or whatever temptation would be just too much to possibly bear, Vox pointed out that the practice has been widely criticized because it could prevent women from advancing their careers. Beyond that, it violates workplace discrimination laws in some professional atmospheres where men get solo FaceTime and women do not. Joel Osteen has some very specific advice for married couples. Wives should go to Victoria's Secret and pick up something sexy. Okay then, the pastor made these comments earlier in his career, so he would have perhaps chosen different words today. But in an interview with CNN, he revealed the sentiment still stands. He told CNN,
"Wives, don't look good for everybody else. Look good for your husband, too."
The pastor's wife, Victoria, chimed in and agreed. "Don't wear that same old bathrobe you've been wearing for the last 10 years. That's what he meant. We all needed to be reminded, that, hey, you know what? We do need to take that extra time." Joel and Victoria Osteen were together long before either of them became pastors. Joel worked for his father, who was also a pastor, and Victoria worked for her family's jewelry business. In an interview with HuffPost in 2013, Joel admitted that he felt like he, quote, never had it in him to go up in front of the church and preach. His father asked him countless times throughout his life, but he only agreed to fill in once his dad was on dialysis. Less than a week after Joel ministered for the first time, his father passed away, leaving him with a new and lasting purpose. He explained, "It was several days after he died. After the shock of that, I had that same desire to step up and address the church. It didn't really make sense. I hadn't gone to seminary. I had only ministered one time. I never dreamed the ministry would grow, but 14 years later, here we are today." In an interview with Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell, Victoria revealed that becoming a pastor was, quote, a whole new ballgame, and something she didn't expect when she got married. Even so, it doesn't seem like the pair has ever looked back. In Victoria's words, "Nothing's a surprise to God, is it?" Like many parents across the nation, the Osteens have a boomerang kid. Joel and Victoria share 2 children, Jonathan and Alexandra. While it's unclear if Alexandra has sprung from the nest, we know Jonathan gave it a shot and soon came right back, albeit with a larger sense of purpose. In an interview with Click to Houston, Victoria explained that Jonathan went to the University of Texas, where he got a degree in screenwriting, and that both children have always traveled with their parents and helped behind the scenes. When Jonathan graduated, he hightailed it to Hollywood for a week and stayed with some family friends while deciding if he wanted to pursue a career in Tinseltown. Instead, he realized his true purpose was at home. Victoria explained, "He did that and he came back and he just said, I really feel like I'm supposed to be here at the church, working in the ministry, trying to do what I can do to help, this message go out further." Jonathan ended up taking on a larger role at Lakewood Church, occasionally even singing and speaking. If Joel Osteen wasn't a pastor, he'd have a great run as a couples therapist. The star certainly knows what makes a marriage work. He has, after all, been married for more than 30 years. That's a long time. And in an interview with HuffPost, he explained that the secret is a sense of humor and respect, saying, "When you can laugh and you can have joy, that's very healthy. Victoria is easygoing. She's very spontaneous and fun. I can hear her laughter all through the house. It sets the tone for the house. We don't always agree with each other, but we make the decision that we want to treat each other with respect.
We take time to laugh every day."
Clearly, Osteen's approach has worked. Some 3 decades and 2 kids later, you'd expect some of the passion to die out, but Victoria told Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell that she's still, quote, crazy about her husband, saying, "I respect him. I honor him. I think that's what it takes." Joel and Victoria Osteen have avoided career-ending scandals, but that doesn't mean they've gotten off scot-free. In 2008, the pair made headlines when Victoria was accused of attacking a flight attendant. According to NBC News, Continental Airlines' Sharon Brown sued the couple after the alleged incident took place on a 2005 flight from Texas to Colorado. Brown claimed Victoria, who was sitting in first class alongside her husband Joel, quote, verbally and physically abused her and another flight attendant when they didn't clean up a spill on her armrest fast enough. Brown, who claimed she remained courteous throughout the ordeal, alleged that Victoria, quote, threw her against a bathroom door and elbowed her in the left breast before possibly attempting to enter the cockpit. As such, Brown sought 10% of Victoria's estimated $100 million net worth as punitive damages. But what actually happened? According to the New York Times, it seems an argument did take place, as no one disputed the fact. The flight was also delayed, and the Osteens had to be escorted from the aircraft. In court, one witness suggested that Victoria was dismissive of the two flight attendants because they were black, but both Victoria and Joel testified that there was no physical attack. Victoria was found innocent after just 2 hours of deliberation, but was ordered to pay a $3,000 fine for, quote, interfering with a crew member. It's a good thing the Osteens don't seem to have a competitive streak toward one another. The co-pastors don't just minister together at Lakewood Church, they're also both best-selling authors. According to Simon & Schuster's website, Joel penned a whopping 7 books that managed to reach the top spot on the New York Times bestsellers list. These include Become a Better You and Your Best Life Now. Victoria is well on her way to doing the same. The co-pastor released her first book, Love Your Life, in 2008. It reached the number 2 spot on the New York Times bestsellers list in a speedy 2 weeks. Beyond that, she's also a children's author and has released a series of children's books called My Happy Heart, which serves as a resource for Christian parents. According to Joel's website, his wife launched a charity in 2010 called the Victoria Osteen Literacy Program, which helps give books to children who may not have access. It's not completely surprising that the pair found success in publishing, since they've got a lot of fans already. Simon & Schuster claims that Joel reaches more than 10 million people a week in 100 different nations with his televised messages. Victoria Osteen seems to find herself in more controversies than her husband. In 2014, she made headlines in the Christian press after a 36-second clip of one of her sermons went viral on YouTube. According to the Christian Post, the pastor claimed that Christians don't obey God for God's sake, rather it's for personal benefits. She said, "We're not doing it for God. I mean, that's one way to look at it. We're doing it for ourselves because God takes pleasure when we're happy. That's the thing that gives him the greatest joy." Victoria was subsequently ripped apart online. RedState.com editor-in-chief Eric Erickson slammed her viewpoint by tweeting a clip from the 1995 Adam Sandler movie Billy Madison.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Though the press was inarguably awful, Joel Osteen did have his wife's back. According to Wave 3 News, the pastor claimed the remarks were taken out of context from a backstage interview. He said, "Of course we believe in worshiping God to honor him and respect him, but sometimes people can take a little clip and make something out of it." The Osteens aren't your average pastors. If the pair were to throw a dinner party, you never know the kind of star power that might show up to say grace. In 2020, TMZ reported that Joel and Victoria managed to get Mariah Carey, Tyler Perry, and Kanye West to join them in a virtual Easter service. Most notably, West went out of his way to form a closer bond with the Osteens. According to a source who spoke to People, Joel apparently made the first move and gave the rapper, who took a religious turn with his gospel album Jesus is King, an open invitation to Lakewood Church. According to the source, it's true, Kanye is very interested in going and spending more time with Joel. They are friends, they message each other a lot, they have deep conversations. At the time, West had recently launched his Sunday service, which was also part of Osteen's 2020 Easter service. He was hoping to spend time with Christian leaders and examine how different churches operate. Though the Osteens have been married for more than 30 years, it wasn't always smooth sailing. Married life is an adjustment for everyone, even those who seem like a perfect match. In a blog post for Joel Osteen's website, Victoria revealed the struggles she first had in their marriage and credits God for saving their relationship early on. Victoria was apparently very set in her own ways when she first tied the knot, and wasn't happy when she didn't get her way. Relationships, though, are all about compromise. Thankfully, the big guy upstairs stepped in, according to Victoria. Victoria. God spoke clearly to me, Victoria, if you don't change the way you're acting, you're going to change the man you married. Well, that got my attention because I didn't want to change Joel's personality. I love Joel. That's why I married him. I knew that I had to be willing to make some changes. These days, Victoria and Joel sometimes disagree, but she revealed that they don't argue exactly because Joel refuses to engage. Instead, they, quote, walk in love and agree to disagree. The reason Joel and Victoria Osteen's marriage works so well is because they share the same values, but these values aren't necessarily inclusive or even mandated by law. In a 2009 interview with Larry King Live, the pair presented a united front against same-sex marriage. Joel claimed the sacrament be exclusively available to opposite-sex couples, but that he wasn't, quote, knocking anybody with his beliefs. Victoria doubled down, admitting, there are going to be people who get together and have relationships and have what they call their families, but I just think marriage should be sanctified by the church. It should be between a man and a woman. The Osteens continued along this line in later interviews, claiming that same-sex couples weren't the ideal parents and even throwing single mothers and fathers under the bus. Joel revealed that he believes raising your child alone or even co-parenting in different households is somehow damaging to kids because it's not, quote, God's best. Joel went on to say, it doesn't always happen. I know a lot of people raised by single parents, and you know what? We bless them and pray for them as well. But I think God's best is a male and female. Regardless of their beliefs, though, same-sex marriage was declared a right in the United States in 2015. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.